Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be testing out a whole bunch of coffee recipes on the Ninja Luxe Cafe coffee maker. This won't be every single drink that the machine can make, but I picked out some of the most popular ones that have the widest appeal. So you ready? Let's get into this. Okay, the first thing we're going to try to make is just plain old espresso. So we need to take our portafilter, and we've got two options for the basket. There's the quad shot basket and the double shot basket. For just about all our recipes, we're going to be using this double shot basket. One strange thing about the machine is that there's not really a way to do a single shot. I was looking around thinking that I somehow am overlooking it or something, but evidently it's either double or quad. The doubles aren't super huge, so it's not really a big deal. And I haven't really noticed any ill effects or anything like that other than not sleeping at night. But that might have to be something that you use your own judgment for. Next, we'll put our little plastic funnel on top here. We'll slide this into the bean grinder, and this is going to tell us what the grinder is currently set to and what the machine recommends based on the beans that we're using. This recommends 9, so we're going to set this to 9 just to match that up, and then I'll just push the grind button. Once that's done, we'll take this out of the machine, tap this a few times just to even out the grounds, and then we'll use the tamper one time. Once you've got that pressed down, we can pop this top off here, lock this into the machine, and since we're doing espresso, if you're using espresso cups, you're going to want to have your shelf set at the very top setting. Now I'll put in the espresso cup, and just making sure that that's centered underneath the portafilter. The brew temperature is set to medium heat. You can push this button to change that temperature if you want. Once you've got that set the way you want it, you can just go ahead and push the button, and it'll brew. Okay, once that gets done, we're pretty much ready to drink. You can see that this looks really good. It's got a nice color to it. Set this over here and we will start on our next drink. Next I'm going to do a cappuccino, but remember I got to do something about the espresso grounds that are still sitting in the portafilter. That's when it's a good idea to have a knock box. Basically you just bang the portafilter on top of here to knock the puck out. Otherwise you're going to be doing that over a garbage can or something. Not really preferred. So we'll take this out of the machine. Give it a tap or two on the knock box. See? Flew right out of there. You can clean your portafilter between every single coffee. In fact, I'd recommend at least rinsing it out just to make sure the quality stays the same. But you don't necessarily have to every time. I'm going to clean mine, so I'll be right back. Just a quick note, I'm going to be cleaning this between every single coffee drink. But to save time, I'm not going to show that on camera, so don't give me a hard time. Alright? Okay, for the cappuccino, we're going back on with the funnel. Back into the machine. You can see that the recommended setting has gone up a little bit. That's because the machine takes a little while to get used to whatever beans you're putting in there, and it will change that recommended setting just based on a few different factors. I'm going to set this to 10 and I'm going to start my grind. Okay, back out of the machine again. Again, we're evening that out. Then we're tamping it, taking this off, putting this back into the machine like so. And since we're doing a cappuccino now, we're going to be using a larger cup. You can still leave this thing in the same spot though. Before I get this started, I'm going to get my milk ready. You can see on the side here it has different levels preset for cappuccino and latte. Yes, that's on the outside, but if you look at the inside of the cup, you can see those lines in there as well. So we'll throw in a little bit of milk. We'll set this back into the machine, just like that. And now we can start the brew for the coffee portion. I'm just going to leave my brew temperature right in the middle there, and we'll start this up. While that's going, I'm going to get the milk started. You're going to use this dial to change your froth setting. For cappuccinos, you would have it one from the top, so the third setting here. I'm using regular milk, so it is dairy, and then now all I got to do is hit the start froth. This isn't going to do the milk and the espresso at the exact same time. But since I've started it like this, it's going to wait until this gets done, and then it's just going to automatically do the milk for me. Once that's finished, we can pour our drink. You're going to want to use a clean damp rag and immediately clean the outside of that wand. That is hot milk attached to the outside of it, so if you're not keeping that clean, it's going to burn right onto there, and you're going to have a really hard time cleaning that up after the fact. Once you got that clean, you can push this back in there, and it's going to purge the inside of the wand to help clean it out a little bit. Alright, now we'll take our cappuccino. We're going to hold back the foam and pour some milk in here, like that. And now we can top this off with our foam. Pretty nice looking cappuccino, eh? Okay, let's put this down next to the espresso. All right, what do you say we do a latte now? Lattes are going to be really similar to the cappuccino, just a little bit different on the foam. And this process is starting to look familiar, isn't it? Let's there and grind our beans again. Pop that out, tap it, tamp the grounds, take this off, back into the machine and locked in. More milk. We'll set that into the machine to get it ready. Another cappuccino cup. Just be sure you always put these cups down because I can't tell you how many times I've started a coffee with no cup there.
Oh man. Oh God. Oh man.
Start it up. And while that's going, we're going to set our milk again. The froth, since we're doing a latte, is going to go on the second setting right there. It is still regular milk, so we'll leave the dairy type alone, and we'll start this up as well. All right. And we can just pour our milk in. We don't have to hold the foam back since there's not as much in there. And on this, if you like a pretty design, you can go ahead and make that right in the latte now. I kind of overfilled that cup, but you get the idea. And my art sucks too. Next, we're going to do iced coffee with salted caramel cold foam. So for this, we don't use the double shot basket. We'll put that away. Now we're finally going to use this quad shot thing. Obviously, we're still using the funnel, so let's put that right on top there. Now we'll slide this into the machine, and you can see that it's changed the grind size up to 25 because it's auto-detected that I've got the Luxe basket in there. We're not ready to grind yet though because we have a few things we have to do. First, we have to use the dial here, and you can see that now it's over on the coffee side. We are going to set this to over ice. And for the size, we want this to be 10 ounces. Remember, you have to set this stuff before you grind your beans, otherwise it's going to be locked in. Next, we can grind our beans. And once that's done, we can pull this out. Now we can just even this out, but we don't have to use the tamper on this since we're not really doing espresso this time. We'll just take this off, lock this into our machine again. And since we're brewing it right over ice, we've got our cup here about 3/4 of the way filled up with ice. Obviously that's not going to fit with this shelf in here, so we'll pop that out. Set the cup right over here underneath. We'll go ahead and start this brew. And while that's going on, we can get our milk ready. I'm using some of this Skinny Mix's salted caramel topping, so I don't need caramel sauce and salt because they're both in there. We'll put a little squirt of that in here. I'll put in a little bit of milk here. Set this back on the frothing stand. Since I'm using regular milk, I'm going to make sure this is still set to dairy. And for this, we want to make sure it's set to the top setting, which is the cold foam setting. You can tell because it's got a little snowflake there. Next, I'll go ahead and start this up. You can see that it started that immediately because it doesn't have to heat up the milk. Now all we gotta do is let this go now. The entire process for this iced coffee takes about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, once that's done, we can take these out and we're gonna pour in our foam, just like that. And you can set a little bit of extra foamy stuff right on the top. And there you go, that's a pretty good looking iced coffee right there. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Alright, now we're going to move on to our last example, and that will be a cold pressed Espresso Martini. So we're going to be going back to our double shot basket. Set that funnel back on again, back into the cradle, and we're going to turn the center dial to stick it on cold pressed. You can see the recommendation here is 9, so we're gonna change the grind size down to 9, and we can start our grind. Once that's done, we'll take that out, tap it to even it out again, use the tamper to squish it down, pull the funnel off, and we can set the portafilter into the machine and lock it in. Now we're gonna take a cocktail shaker full of ice, and we're gonna set it down underneath. You can see that I can't really fit that in there because this is a tall container. So I can pull out the drip tray and set this right down here just like that. Now we can go ahead and start our brew. Okay, once that's done, we can take this out. Pour in our coffee liqueur, pour in our vodka, pour in a little bit of simple syrup, throw this lid on here, and we're gonna shake this up really good. And then we'll be ready to serve this out. Just a little bit of garnish to top this off, like so. And you're ready to drink. Cheers. I probably won't be sleeping tonight because I drank all of that coffee.
Say what?
The Ninja Luxe Cafe isn't the most feature-rich machine on the market, but you can see it can handle a pretty wide variety of things and it can do a pretty good job doing them. I just wish there was a way for you guys to be able to taste some of these drinks because they really are great. If you'd like a little bit more information about the Ninja Luxe Cafe espresso machine, I do have an Amazon affiliate link to it down in the description of the video. If you buy anything through those links, I do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay, 1 cent. If you like this video and you like Frappuccinos, I bet you'll like this video right here where I showed you how to make one of those with a Ninja slushie. They're super easy to make in those and they taste really great. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon, and until that time, I'm Joe and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.